I always use index cards with stats written on them as simplified character sheets for RPGs and other tabletop games. Recently, I thought it could be more fun to have custom character cards incorporating stats, graphic design, and concept art. I've always loved the cards and tokens connected with different games, so I figured crafting custom cards for characters in my own RPGs would add that extra layer of creativity and fun to the whole thing. I started with design. I went into it thinking this should be fairly simple in terms of the anatomy of a card. I went for this layout, printing permanent stats on the paper of the card, with the intent of laminating it with plastic, so values which will change during gameplay, like HP for instance, can be written on the plastic lamination where they can easily be wiped off and redrawn repeatedly without marring the card itself at all. There's a lot of flexibility in how the cards can be designed with this basic anatomy. Dr. Ellis is from our Jurassic Park Edge of Chaos campaign, and that system only uses 3 stats: strength, courage, and insight. So that's all this particular card needed. But the stat array can be tweaked to fit how characters are built in different games. Here's a random character card I made to illustrate that everything can be different in terms of the values and metrics the system needs to keep track of, but the layout of the card can be basically the same. Also, I made this one to illustrate how the visual aesthetic of the cards is totally up to you and your preferences. I like the colorful, eye-catching, over-designed, collectible trading card vibe, so I went for that with my own cards. But if you want a pen and ink, grayscale, old-school RPG rulebook aesthetic, you can do that instead, or anything else. As for the illustration, you can go about it however you want. You could leave the card a blank template and draw your character portrait by hand, or create digital art like I did for these ones, or take a photo of a mini you have for the character and print it on the card. Or you could get an image you like from somewhere and use that. It's your own card. Make it the way you want it made. However you do it, putting that extra effort into custom cards will almost become part of the game itself. You've probably heard the phrase, prep is play. I think that applies to these. For lamination, you could have it done at a print shop, but that's too much trouble for me, not to mention being too rich for my blood. I have a tortoise who eats mixed greens, and those greens come in plastic containers, so I have plenty of translucent plastic to recycle. To attach the plastic to the paper, you can use any kind of glue which dries clear. If you want to take all the guesswork out of it, you could get a specific dry erase pen which will definitely work for this. But in my experience, most ink wipes cleanly off most plastic anyway. So with a little trial and error with the pens you have on the plastic you're going to use, odds are good you'll find you already have all the ingredients you need.
Laminating them will definitely make them last longer and look really professional. That's exactly what you want, a tangible game experience.
You don't actually need to add a backing of any kind, but I like how it looks to have one. And I figured having an extra layer of paper here would help protect the main one, as well as make the final card feel a little more substantial. You could always print the card double-sided if you wanted to have one sheet but also want the card to have a back image. We'll see how this way I did it comes out. It's all an experiment anyway. So here they are. Building your template for the cards is where most of the effort is. Once you have your template, it's easy to change the character portrait, the name and/or class, adjust the stats, ad infinitum.
Thanks for watching. Hopefully this sparked your own creativity. If you make some cards, be sure to share. We'd love to see your epic creations. And if you like these shenanigans at the intersection of craft and technology, remember to subscribe to the channel. Okay, scroll on, brave traveler.